Hello, my name is Dan. I wrote this book called The Ancient Book of Hip. I'm not going to read from it tonight because I decided everyone else is reading a story, so I'm going to read a story too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this into the crowd, and whoever catches this is the love of my life. Alright, this is a piece of a story that is self-sufficient. It's called Jason Look. Isabel was gone in the morning, and Jenny was there a few hours later. We fucked. I wasn't nervous around Jenny, and it was alright. And then I told her we had to stop doing this to ourselves. Doing what to ourselves? Jenny asked. You know. No, what? Fucking? Fucking ourselves? Yeah, exactly. And then she kept on asking me what in the hell I was talking about. I think she knew it was over, but she stayed there in bed for a while, and we smoked cigarettes, even though I always told her I didn't like smoking in the house, because as soon as I made a habit of smoking in the house, I'd be admitting to myself that I had an addiction on my hands. In my hands. In everyone's hands. It was the style those days. Isabel had a thing with keeping her mouth shut. She couldn't was the thing. And that should have been obvious to me, and so her boyfriend Jason ended up messing me up pretty bad. Which was alright because Jenny decided to take care of me for the next week while I skipped out on work. We had good sex and watched every Roman Polanski film in order. I was hit pretty hard by the first movie. Nothing really happens except this lady cheats on her husband with a hitchhiker. There's a moral dilemma and it's all wrapped up real poorly. By the time we got past murder of his wife, Chinatown, The Tenant, the rape of a 13-year-old girl, and the Holocaust, Oliver Twist was weirdly dark. Not surprisingly dark. Of course it was gonna be dark, but weirdly dark, as in, what is this movie really about dark? And not to mention Rosemary's Baby, don't even mention it. I sure as hell tried not to. Jenny brought it up on that last day out of nowhere. She said she wondered how that lady could just keep plugging away. It's the mother-child bond, I said to her. Even if your kid's the devil, he's still your kid. Yeah, she said, but still, that lady was awful strong. Like, she was like, I don't know, like, if I was a feminist, she'd be my role model, my queen bee. What? I said? She's like a martyr, you know? Like a feminist martyr. We broke up pretty soon after that. I made it clear this time, no more fucking around. At least not on a regular basis. At work the next day, I quit my job. I decided maybe I'd work as a freelancer. I decided the 9 to 6, everybody else is doing it, so what the hell wasn't for me. Nice and all, just not for me. I decided I'd try working as a freelancer. That's what people were calling unemployment those days. I spent the next month in my bedroom, for the most part. First I was getting together my portfolio, then I was reevaluating my portfolio, then I was building my resume, and for a while, I was designing my portfolio website. Eventually, I developed the habit of stealing things from corner delis. It was an excuse to leave the apartment. It was something to do. It started with a pack of gum. I asked Ibrahim for a pack of Camel Reds, which was a deceit in itself because I had mostly stopped smoking since I didn't smoke in the house, and I never left the house. And as he was reaching for the cigarettes, I pocketed a pack of Juicy Fruit. I felt bad because Ibrahim was a pretty good guy. I smoked the entire pack in my bedroom in about 32 minutes. It was a hell of an accomplishment, and I felt like if I could smoke an entire pack in 32 minutes, I could probably take my resume portfolio website and shove it. And then I remembered why I'd smoke a pack to begin with, and it was because of that look on Ibrahim's face after I'd paid. He thought I was an alright guy. So I went back across the street and I asked him for another pack of Camel Reds. He gave me a funny look, and probably not just because I'd asked him the same thing 38 minutes before, probably more because I must have looked like a total nut job having just smoked an entire pack of cigarettes in 32 minutes. But hell, I was a fucking nut job. So I wasn't gonna hold it against him. And I slipped the juicy fruit back when he wasn't looking. The next day I asked Ibrahim for another pack of Camel Reds and received another strange look. I pocketed what I was pretty sure was exactly the same juicy fruit and paid and exited. It was exhilarating. And I don't think I usually use that word, but I kind of think it's one of those words that people use without knowing what they mean, but then I looked it up in the dictionary just to make sure it wasn't one of those words that people used incorrectly. And it wasn't. I was definitely feeling very happy, animated, or elated. And as I ran down North 8th Street towards the water, I decided, to hell with diction. Sometimes word choice didn't mean shit.